And hello to all my Pisces friends. I would like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for March 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you a storyline spread in the context of being a specific storyline spread to finances. They want to give you guys an entire spread about finances. There are some money stuff in the month of March that Pisces, they do not want you to miss. It's going to be very interesting. Now last month we had the same kind of setup, except they wanted to do it all about love for you guys. So now it's finance. Money is a big deal for March. We're going to see what that is all about. We're also going to conclude, they asked that I do a health scrub for you guys. So there's a couple of health things that are important too. Now this is going to be physical health specifically. So a lot to talk about, a lot to get into. Pisces, we will waste no more time. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save time. Now I'm going to bring you in so you can watch. Go ahead and hit that like button if you're ready to have a great March. And we're on and recording. These are my ritual cuts. I basically cut the decks into 3 different pieces and put them back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot, and then they're ready to go. Same procedure for personal private readings. Do that with both of these decks here, and they're ready. So here we go with the storyline for Pisces in regards to finance. I start the storyline spreads with 5 cards. Here's your first 5. And then I expand them out as I need to go. I do need more cards than this. So let's see how many more we go. Still going. That's going to be the end. Looking for a facing, and I did get it right there at the end. Turning back in, a little off camera. Let me move this over. This is the main group that I want you guys to see. Your core cards, if you will. Okay, we're in camera now, so there you go. Now let me check my inverts. We got 1, 2, 3, not enough to matter. Good distribution, that's good to go. I do need to get my pairings together and figure out what goes where. 1. This is all going to be one story, and then that. So, okay, we're looking at 3 stories. It's going to ride just like this. Try to arrange it here for you guys. Okay, there we go. Now I need more cards. That one's there. This one there. The storylines get a little big. This is only 3 stories, so it's not that crazy. But at the same time, my table is only so big. So getting all these cards in to play is a little tricky. I'll move it around so you guys can see better. I'm just getting this set up for me here. That's all one story at the bottom. Okay. That's all good. Distribution of the inverts is still good, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, that's going to be good to go. Now I need an angel card for every story. It's going to give us a little extra oomph. A little push in the right direction, which way they want us to take this. Okay, now getting it on camera. Let's move this around to let you see what I'm dealing with here. Okay, our bottom story is on camera. That's the very long one. Takes up most of my table there. Up top here, we got 2 smaller ones. We got a story here with Hello from Heaven. Is that in view? I can't tell the way this bracket is. Okay, I think it is. And then we got that story in the upper right corner right there, ending with the teaching and learning card. So let's get to work, Pisces. Lots to do. There we go. Okay, I'm going to start with the big one. I'm going to start with the big one and move up. You know, the size of the story does not mean that it's my biggest as far as most of my audience. That's something that I've learned by doing this, is that sometimes the biggest, most specific story is only for a few people. You know, most of my Pisces are probably here or here. I guess I should also tell you guys, you know, in a storyline spread, I've been forgetting to remind people about this month for some reason. Storyline spreads are really all about finding the story that's right for you. There may be multiple stories that you get pieces of good information from, but really it's all about finding the one. So make sure you stick around in case this first one is not about you, because we do have a lot of Pisces tuning in. All right, so here we go. Story number 1. They show something is broken here, and it has just been wild. It is out of control, weird, mysterious, whatever's going on financially here for some of my Pisces. And story one is just like Twilight Zone. Like this is, I got moon energy, I got upside down magician, I got broke, which is broken. Something feels broke financially. Maybe you feel broke specifically, but this is beyond just being out of money. This is just like some weird stuff going on. I don't know if it's like fraud. I mean, we do have the theft and loss card coming in next, so maybe it is fraudulent. Something going in there. Maybe you were the victim of fraud or lost your debit card or got something stolen from you. It's affecting your finances here in some form. Theft, loss, or deceit, or somebody, like I said, stealing from you maybe directly. And with that card, theft, loss, or deceit, if you lose something, it's just like somebody stole it from you. If you lose your debit card, if you forget it somewhere, and then it ends up in the wrong hands, it's not like somebody actually stole it from you. You misplaced it, you lost it, you left it somewhere. End result is that you don't have it, right? So the energy is identical. That's what I'm trying to say here in story one. So that's where we start there. It's kind of like, let me see where they go with this. It's kind of like a two-part story. I almost probably could have read it in two parts. No, they're saying that there's a connection here. So I think what happens is this second part of the story is what comes afterwards. There's an air of good luck here, or, just, I don't know what you'd call it. Just good luck is the best way to describe it. It's just conditions and the way that things are aligned after the fact that are very fortuitous. It's very, very lucky for you, the way that this turns out. Now, they do show the devil card. This is, putting on a mask. This is being tied into something that you don't necessarily want to be tied into. Bad habits are usually represented in the devil card, or just some kind of bondage, being bonded to something. But they bring up good luck first. So this is almost like cyclical. It feels very cyclical. Like this is something that's happened before, and almost like maybe you should have learned from it. Maybe somebody is pretending to be somebody they're not. Very strong possibility of that. Telling you they've changed, and hey, can I borrow this money? I promise I'll pay you back. And you try to be a good person and have faith in them, and that not going to work. So if this is something that comes up later in the month, remember that this is a reading for the entire month too, guys. It's something I remind people of all the time. If you're checking this out early in the month like most people do, and this story doesn't make sense to you, don't poo-poo it all together. Listen to what I'm saying, because this might make sense to you later in the month, like March 30th, for example. This is still going to be a reading for March. It's still going to make sense. If this is something coming in late in the month, Spirit will still bring it up. They're not only giving you the first week, so very important. The other thing they're talking about here is inaction in regards to making up your mind and what you're going to do with something with the kids here. So something financial with the kids is involved in this story. I do have indigo and crystal children, but usually when this comes up, they're just trying to talk about children in general, not so much about the sensitivity of indigo children or any like emotional maturity, telling you not to act like a kid. It's usually not that. But if they are kind of going that way, just so I can cover my bases, be the bigger person here. Don't get immature. Don't let other people drag you down. Don't get sucked into drama, especially financial drama. Back to the inaction. It's okay to not make up your mind right away in the month of March with the situation that's going on. It probably is going to take some thought. It's going to take some brain power, maybe some time to kind of sift through all the information and figure out exactly the best route of action for you. So very specific story there. Hopefully that's enough to give you guys some help there and what they're trying to tell you, if that's about you. But hang with me because I got two more stories. Story number 2, let's go up here. This is we start with something on a delay here. This could be money coming into you on a delay, but this is new money usually, or it could be represented like I've seen this come up for a new house. So if it would be like if you're waiting for a new house, like you're getting it built or something like that, but it's not here yet, or you haven't got the keys to the apartment yet, or whatever you're working on, even physical keys to like a car. So this is something money involved that is on a delay. It's not here yet, but you know about it, or it's kind of beginning the process of it in March. Okay, they do show that there's some legal aspects to this, so I don't know if this is actual like agreements and contracts. That is some of the stuff that the legal card can mean. It can also be court-related stuff. It kind of just depends on where you're at and what's going on in your life. But the legal, court, signature, all that kind of stuff, contracts, agreements, even like anything like police-related, all that stuff falls into the justice card. So if you got something like that going on in your life and it affects your finances, this is probably you here in story 2. Probably you. There's a level of heartbreak or just not really liking the way things are going here. You don't like the fact that either you got to fork out money, or you don't like the fact what you have to pay in fees or penalties, or what it is that you're going through. Because when we have that blocked new beginning, it's something that should be better perhaps, or put you in a better mood or a place than it does. But they show me that a lot of you are kind of unsure about which way this is going, and it's in a very emotional pull too. It's kind of like you looking up at the stars, up at space, or kind of just like getting lost in your own head, daydreaming, and just kind of like thinking about, well, which way should I go with this? What should I do? What is actually the best course of action? I'm not, almost kind of lost, just looking for help. Now, this is where the angels pop in here. They give us the teaching and learning card. So this is the advice. Excuse me. This is the way out. This is what they want you to do. They want you to keep an open mind, first of all. So don't close yourself off to other options. There's going to be other divine paths to take here, other things that pop in, inspiration, all that kind of stuff. They want, with teaching and learning too, we have ideas being passed and shared. So there's two sides of teaching. There's the side that you're the teacher and you're helping other people. Could certainly be about that. You could be helping other people that are in the situation I described. If that's the case and you have the skill set to do so, that's something you should absolutely do, especially when they bring up teaching. Now, the other side of teaching is the learning card. That the learning side of the card. That's the student side, right? So now you're learning from somebody who knows more than you. And in the financial terms, this feels very real estate-like to me, just going to be quite honest with you. I don't know if that's exactly it, or if it's it for some of you, or what this is in reference to, but this is learning new things in regards to something financial or things that can make you more money. So you're either teaching other people or you're learning from somebody who knows more than you. And I would say that that's a very good thing to do. Even if you've been considering it, use this as kind of that validation that the universe is pushing you and giving you the go-ahead, the green light here to go ahead and move forward with this. And, whether you're the teacher or whether you're the student, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the information is getting there. You're helping others, or others are helping you. So it's a very good communal kind of story there, even though there are some like flubs in the way. So there we go, story 2. Before I hit story 3, very interesting little pop in there from the other side with Hello from Heaven. We're going to talk about that momentarily. But first, your moon cycles. I like to give you guys the moon cycle forecast every single month. This lets you know what's coming in, what's going out, when, and when you can time things to get things down perfectly so things will flow much easier in your life. Now we have the new moon coming in on March 2. March 2nd is the new moon. That's the best time to bring anything brand new into your life. Now, I'm looking ahead to kind of see if there's examples of that. Probably not so much here. This is more purging energy, the first 2 stories. We'll talk about that in a second. But that new moon is best for bringing anything new into your life that's brand new, that you don't have already. Okay, so this could be like if you're trying to do something new with work, new job, new enterprise, business, something like that. Much better placed at the beginning of the month. New health, new exercise program, new diet, trying to do new budgets, new stuff with money. Much better placed beginning of the month in March. Does not have to be on the 2nd. Now, the full moon energy, that's more what we talked about, purging stuff out here. That is, getting rid of this theft, loss, and this weird kind of area that your finances are coming in broke here in story 1, and getting stuff out of your life, whether it's people, whether it's stuff, bad habits. We did talk about bad habits in story 1. Whatever it is, anything in your life that doesn't fit anymore, it's got to go. Middle of the month is the best time that you can time that kind of stuff. Even if it's stuff that you have to clear out a garage or something like that. Middle of the month. Does not have to be on the 18th. Now, if the moon cycles are confusing you in any way, I have put together a little reference guide, a visual tool to help you kind of see how this works, how that things ebb and flow, because it's much easier to walk downhill than it is to walk uphill. It's much easier to swim with the current than against the current. And that's kind of how the moon cycles work. I've put together a moon cycle cheat sheet. It's absolutely free. If you're signed up for the newsletter, you get this automatically with the newsletter this month. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, no worries. Go ahead and do that. It's free. It's at the very bottom of my website, scottsagent.com. You enter your first name, last initial, email address. You send that off. I send you back your moon cycle cheat sheet. I only send one email a month for the newsletters, one newsletter a month. So no brainer, take advantage of that. And that goes through June. So it's a very good resource tool that you can use for months on end. Now let's get into story 3 before we do your health scrub. Hello from heaven. First, we want to talk about getting over some real tough financial stuff here, guys. Really tough stuff in story 3. For my Pisces who have had a hard go of it financially, this is probably you here in story 3. You're kind of, thank goodness, you're on the other end of this. That's great to see. You know, it's much better to be coming out of the chaos than going into it. That's what they show. They show that. They show you're nurturing your money here. Maybe this could be the first opportunity in a while that you've had a chance to do that. So maybe now in the month of March, you can begin to save. You can begin to bounce back. They want you to kind of be careful about not giving a shit, you know, not taking enough pride in stuff or loose spending. You know, take care of your possessions, take care of your stuff. It'll be worth more money when you turn around to sell it. It'll be easier to manage and maintain and all that kind of stuff. And they bring up taking care of your finances as well, nurturing it, just like a mother takes care of their kid. They want you to do that same thing with your finances here in story 3. And this message is being pushed, like I said, from the other side. So a lot of you here in story number 3 actually have a loved one who cares very much about your finances. Maybe they're the one who kind of put you in the right direction with financial advice or what, but they're taking this opportunity to pop back in and say hello from heaven and kind of like use this as like, hey, this is me, the financial person. How you doing? I'm still here. I'm still around trying to get you on course here, trying to get this straightened out. That's really what it feels like. Now, there's not really a whole lot I can tell you except that you can find peace in knowing that you're being helped. First of all, you're not alone. Second of all, that you're over the hump here in story 3, and this is probably going to be for most of my audience. The other stories are very specific, so it's much easier to kind of tell if they're about you or not. So this story is very much pushing that way. We want you to nurture that, though. It's important. They show that you're doing a good job of it, but you need to continue to do it. They don't want you to fall off track again. That's basically it. So there's story 3. Let's get into your health scrub. Now, I did use a lot of cards. I am going to reshuffle to give them the opportunity to reuse some of those cards. So I'm going to cut away real quick to do that. So I will be right back. Okay, Pisces, I am back, ready for your health scrub. Now, the way that I do this is top to bottom. So I go 1 through 7 from the top, working down. Now, I might talk about it in a different order, but at least when I pull the cards, I do top to bottom. So here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. See what we got here. Extra card here. I think that's it. One here. Okay, guys, I'm ready. Here we go. I am gonna go bottom to top. So here's number 7. This is your arms. This is your legs. This is your hip area, your sexual organs, base of the spine, tailbone, that kind of stuff. Now, what they show here is getting over the worst. Okay, it's a card that came up earlier in the financial spread actually. So don't want any of the financial stressors to affect your body. That's really what they're saying here. And this is just kind of health in general. I know I just gave you a bunch of body parts, but this is very mental. They tell me that in the swords suit. Swords is very cerebral, mental, all that kind of stuff. So the worst is behind you for most of you. This ties very closely into story 3. They're letting you know that they don't want this to affect your health. And if it was affecting your health, don't let it. Okay, big theme there. Moving on up. Number 2, 6 wands inverted. Small setback here in the lower stomach area. A small setback. So this could be like cramping. This could be like small hernias. Be careful lifting, especially if you do a physical job. This is probably a work-related thing. So lower stomach is susceptible to some stuff. I don't think it's really virus, bacteria stuff. I think there's a different card that they would have showed me for that. So I think it's mostly a physical area here. Just be careful of your lower stomach, so like hernia lifting type stuff. Moving on up, number 5. This is kind of more upper stomach area, upper digestive, kind of the purification organs and stuff like that. They show almost like giving it away, almost like you stealing from other people. Where are they trying to go with that? Taking too much. Don't. I feel like this is a supplemental. This is almost like if you're doing some kind of supplement or purge, like almost like a cleanse. I don't know why I had trouble pulling the word cleanse out of my head, but this feels very cleanse-like. They don't want you to go too far with this, okay? So take this to healthy limits here. I had to kind of talk myself through this whole thing, but this is I'm getting it now. This is they don't want you to go overboard with this. For example, if you're doing like a keto diet thing or something like that, they don't want you to get to an unhealthy place. Don't lose too much weight all at once. You gotta let your body kind of catch up a little bit. You don't want to go overboard with it. So that's really the theme there is just whatever you're doing, just don't go over the top. Continue moving up. Here we are with heart, lungs. We have action coming in, physical action, health action. Making up your mind about something. Very cool. Well, this can be a few things for lungs and heart. This could be just making a decision to, eat a certain way that's healthy for your heart. Or this could be like making a decision and taking that action to quit smoking. Affects your lungs, also affects your heart. So it's something like that that's in this region, lungs, heart. Making a decision to do that would be a really good March thing. It's coming up very strongly. I'm going to go back to the moon cycles. You can use those moon cycles to help give you an extra push in the right direction. If it's something purging, like getting rid of smoking, that would be full moon. If it's something like a brand new diet, brand new, low carb diet or whatever you're doing, or even just maybe adding like fish oil, something good for your heart, or like an omega acid, something like that. Much better placed beginning of the month with new moon there. So figure out whether it's coming in, whether it's going out, but they really are pushing action here in the heart and the lungs. Okay, so whatever you guys can do to make those better. They're saying March is a really good time to address that. Moving on up to throat and dental. More or less, it's a very small card. It's a very minor card. It's kind of like kid stuff. It reminds me of like, how kids don't want to go to the doctor, kids don't want to go to the dentist. That's kind of what it feels like to me. It's almost like you don't want to do something, but you really should get something checked up on or checked out, even if it's just routine stuff. That's really what that feels. And it's coming in on throat and dental. Feels most like dentistry, but it could be different things too for different people, depending on what you got going on. As we continue to move up here in the third eye, third eye for the chakra scrub and the health scrub, this is just kind of your face and your head in general. They're showing something not successful here. That's an interesting way to put it. What would actually be unsuccessful here? I guess if you have like if you either got like a bruise, a cut, a scrape, a weird zit, a pimple, I mean, this is probably the most, this is almost as minor as the last thing I told you. But, I like to be thorough with you guys. I like to give it all to you. But that's kind of what they show. They kind of show that this is not pretty in the mirror type of thing. So that kind of thing like exists. Just, I guess, know it's there. Or, I don't know if there's a lot you can do about it, especially since there's so many things it could be. We can't really put too much time into that. Now, the top one here, this is a very important one for Pisces. It's probably what the whole thing was about. It's the only major arcana card that they gave me here on your crown, or basically the top of your head. Now, this position here, you got nothing at the top of your head. That's really for the chakra scrub, for your crown chakra. Up here, unless you're going to bang your head on something, there's nothing up there. So for me, I usually read that position as like skin and stuff on the outside of your body, cuticles, nails, toenails, stuff like that. Also hair, or stuff like that. They're showing that you got the strength. We brought the strength card in, so they're saying you got the tools to address whatever it is that you're trying to do with health. most of the time this is skin related. This is like skin health stuff. They gave us the compassion card, so they say soften your heart with respect to the situation and all the people involved. So this might not even be something that you're going through directly. This may be something that you see going on, or maybe some way you can assist, especially if you know a lot about skincare or hair care, very cosmetology type stuff. This is something that somebody else is probably going through, especially if you're the type that knows about this stuff. So definitely help out, like share your knowledge with other people. And if this is you specifically, just know that other people are going to help you. You just got to look out for it. You got to seek it out. You got to kind of put it out there a little bit. They're saying you have all the tools to deal with whatever this is. So, and if it's not about you, this is a general reading. This isn't going to be about every single person. But if that resonates with you, if it's about you, now you know what you got to do. So that's your entire spread, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. I do these every single month. I also do a love reading on the 7th of every month and a mid-month update just to kind of update all this kind of stuff for you guys. So liking and subscribing will give you access to it all. And I will see you soon. Have a great March.